People tryna say I'm only in the meeting. Got a cold with my dogs, can get in between. I can give them life, no more energy. Amen. Amen.
Welcome in, everybody, for another episode of the best NBA analysis you will find for primetime games. It's the playoffs. Every game is primetime. Today, we got two games. We have the Rockets and Warriors for the first game, and we have the Lakers and Timberwolves as the second game. But first, JJ, we had some great games yesterday. How are we feeling?
You know, I'm glad the Pistons won. They finally did something right. But, you know,
I mean, Cade didn't have 6 turnovers and they won. It's a common theme.
he was close though. He was at 5.
Yeah, and they won by 3. That one turnover probably changes the game.
Yeah, and then you got the Bucks. And we're not even gonna talk about that. We'll figure out where Giannis goes next year. We'll just leave it at that.
I mean, there's not much to talk about other than, it's a Doc Rivers coach team. We got a Doc Rivers coach team type finish. It's really that simple.
Yeah.
But that's the past. We got the future and the present and this, that, and the other. We'll talk about the Warriors and the Rockets because we got Game 5. Warriors are up 3-1, and we're going back to Houston. Obviously, the series is getting a little chippy. We almost had 2 fights break out last game. It got put to bed real quick. We got a decent amount of foul trouble with both Draymond and Amen Thompson. I wouldn't expect any different this game. It's gonna stay chippy. They're gonna keep chirping, especially with Jimmy Butler on the court. You know he's not gonna shut up when it comes to chirping. Him and Dylan Brooks have been going at it. Some things to note from Game 4 though, outside of the drama, if we're talking about actual basketball, Steph only held the 17 points. Warriors still took care of business. Pods and Jimmy both go for 25 plus. Buddy Hield steps in for, I think, another 15, even with Draymond's foul trouble. Even despite Fred going 8 of 12 from the field, he had a great game. Sengun was kind of inefficient again. That was close, though. I think it was decided by 3 points. Or what are we expecting in this one?
It's probably going to be within 5 points. Going 19 to 31 from the free throw line, missing double-digit free throws back-to-back games doesn't help, especially when all the games are close like this.
Especially when the Warriors shoot as efficiently as they do from the line. Like I don't remember exactly what they got in this game, but ever since they got the
20
Jimmy
to
trade,
22.
Yeah, they've been one of the most efficient teams from the line in the NBA since the Jimmy trade. So you certainly can't let that happen. But on the plus side for the Rockets, they won the offensive rebound battle pretty comfortably. You got to expect that when you have Steven Adams and Sengun going against a team with no real center. And they're one sort of center in foul trouble in Draymond. But they're going to
got real desperate throwing Davis in there.
Yeah, we got some Trace Jackson Davis minutes in the playoffs. We hardly got that in the regular season lately. So that's...
You should never touch the floor again in this series. Or the rest of the playoffs, for that matter.
At that point, you're running Gary Payton at the 5, and you're telling him, saying all 5 people you're going to go and crash the glass. We're not getting any transition looks.
Yeah.
But that's what the Rockets want, right? They want transition. That's their bread and butter. They don't space the floor well. Their half-court offense is basically just a pick and roll with either Fred and Sengun or Jalen Green and Sengun. So they want to get out and run. If it's a rebound, you're catching off the glass, you're going. If there's a turnover, you're going. Everybody's going. Guys like Amen Thompson, Jalen Green, Tari Eason, they thrive off of getting out and running. They got that young energy. That's exactly what they want. And they have the defense for that, which is why it sucks that you get a Steph Curry 17-point game and you still can't pull it out. A lot of people are talking about Jalen Green, though.
Yeah, I see the online world is telling him he needs to move to the bench, be the 6th man and all that. Unfortunately, not going to happen this series. Maybe next year, but he's going to have to figure it out. 3 of 8 is unacceptable. Single digits in 3 out of 4 games?
And
very much unacceptable.
It's like a 38-point game.
Yeah. Obviously he's getting blitzed at an extremely high rate, but as a number 1 option, it shouldn't matter. You still gotta at least get your teammates involved, something. Like, he sat there and he just looked like a deer in the headlights last game once he got blitzed. And 5 turnovers? unacceptable because he has not really been turning the ball over even when he's been getting blitzed the rest of the series. But yeah, last game, just a deer in the headlights. I don't know what they're going to do with him. He needs to get going. I think they're going to try and make an emphasis of him getting going in the first quarter. If he starts to really struggle the first half, I think we're definitely going to see limited minutes in the second half. Probably get Jabari in there, Steven Adams, maybe a mix of Tariq. But I mean, their best lineups have involved Adams and Jabari being within the one of those 5-man rotations. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure with Jabari off and Jalen Green on, I think they're like a plus 15 net rating, which is ridiculous.
yeah. And then a lineup of, I think it was Sengun, Adams, Brooks, Jabari,
Probably Fred.
and Fred has been their best lineup so far overall, with at least 5 minutes played total of like plus 12. So we'll probably see more of that double big lineup. I think Sengun, Adams, I don't know what they're going to play together, but at least Adams should get probably close to like that 22 to 26 minute mark again.
Yeah, I think they're kind of at the point where they tried for like 2 games to run their normal offense, and the Warriors have them figured out a little too much. So they're at the point where, hey, if we're not going to space the floor anyways, we might as well dominate the offensive glass. And that's where that double big lineup comes in, because it's like, all right, if Green's going to quarter camp and not be a threat, if Amon isn't making his push floaters, let's stick Jabari in the corner to space the floor a little bit. And any shot that goes up, we have Sengun and Adams, 2 of the best rebounders you can ask for, rebounding the ball against Quentin Post, who's not like a strong big man when he is in the game, and Draymond Green, who's like 6'8". And Adams, by the way, like when I say he doesn't contribute to the offense, I don't mean he's not a plus on the offense. I mean, he doesn't come and get the ball and make passes and all that stuff. He'll get in position and start boxing you out on the offensive glass 2 passes before a shot goes up. So he's always in position. And it's honestly not a bad move by Udoka at all. I actually really like it. And it's something that I didn't expect coming in. I knew that double big lineup was working even before the playoffs started, but it's been more of a staple than I expected to be for that reason.
Yeah.
So Jalen Green probably, I don't want to say he doesn't close the games, but that's definitely in question. If he closes the games, I think his minutes become reduced at the most if he doesn't make his first like 4 shots. And we're seeing a lot more of that Fred VanVleet Sengun pick and roll. And it gets Sengun a lot of pretty good touches, because their worst possessions have come where they just give it to Sengun behind the perimeter and ask him to go make a play for himself. It leads to like the worst, like it's like a 20-foot mid-range shot, but it's not like a normal pull-up mid-range like a DeRozan. It's like you try and do a post up, you don't back in enough, and then you're turning and doing a hook shot from like 15, 20 feet. It's a disaster. So getting that pick and roll back has been working a lot better for them.
Yeah, if they can set that pick and roll with Jalen Green and Amen Thompson somewhere around like just inside the 3-point line, just somewhere closer, just not a high pick and roll, they can get that short roll going once they blitz Jalen Green, because obviously Thompson is not a 3-point shooter. He's kind of useless once he touches the ball at the 3-point line, because the help is going to get there quickly. So it just forces bad passes. They can make Jalen Green work, but Jalen Green was like a deer in the headlight, so it just hasn't worked out well.
It forces it for the sole reason of what he was supposed to be. Like if he was a 2nd-round pick with the assets and that he has and like what he's been doing in the series, he probably wouldn't be seeing more than 22 minutes. So let's not put him in there just for the sake of him being a guy that was supposed to be a staple of this team. But last thing before we move on to the next game is part of that double big lineup that allows it to be effective as well is because Adams is such a big threat on the boards, teams have to overcompensate him on the rebounding side. And Sengun actually sees a pretty big uptick in rebounding efficiency because he's a lot more free to grab the rebounds. So I think he averages like 1.5 more rebounds per 36 minutes with Adams on the floor. So that's another interesting detail I wanted to mention. But let's get into the Timberwolves game. because Lakers, LeBron, the king, and the magician Luka Doncic down 3-1 to the Timberwolves. And the easiest thing that I want to talk about first, JJ Redick made a mistake that only a first-year head coach would make. To his credit, he's been great this season. But playing your starters the entire 24 minutes of the second half led to their demise in that game, really. I mean, they had a great third quarter, outscored them by 13. It looked like they had it figured out. But then nobody was ever subbed out, not at any point. And you
You
could
ran out of
tell,
gas.
yeah, they were gassed by the end. And it was predictable. I understand they're NBA players. Their conditioning is probably better than anybody in the world. But you're also playing an NBA game against other very well-conditioned athletes. They're going to run you out of the gym if you don't get a break for 24 minutes. So that was the reason they lost. The game plan was there. They didn't lose because of the game plan. They started, again, they outscored them by 13 in the third quarter. They finally didn't put Jackson Hayes in the game to start the second quarter. I don't know why they were doing that to begin with. If a guy's only going to play 6 minutes anyways, just don't start him. There's no point.
Yeah.
They finally made that adjustment, though. So I'll give him
That's what
credit
the
for
Bucks
that.
did.
Yeah,
Finally said,
exactly.
screw it.
Exactly. And up until the last 2 minutes of overtime or last 40 seconds of overtime, it worked.
Yeah.
We have to expect them to go back to playing the rotational players now.
They have to.
Yeah.
And they don't need to play them extensive minutes. Just give your guys a quick breather, Let them catch their breath, because it's an elimination game, obviously, now. So they're going to have to play heavy minutes now.
Yep.
It was game 4. It was a 2-1 series going before the end of game 4, right? So
it was damn near tied at halftime.
Yeah.
Like there was,
And
if
then
you were,
what?
that's another thing. If you're down by like 15, desperation, like fine. I still wouldn't do it, but it would have been a little bit more understandable. But you're damn near in a
Definitely.
tie game. I don't know. It was weird to me. But like Gabe Vincent, he's not out there like scoring 10 points, but he's put in solid minutes. Jordan Goodwin has, by the way, I've been very impressed with him in this series. I didn't think he was going to get any minutes, period. But the minutes he has
Yeah.
gotten, he's done pretty solid. Jaron Vanderbilt, obviously not a good offensive piece, but when he gets in there, I mean, he's getting under the skin of Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards and those guys. So
Yeah.
like these guys do have roles they can play for 6 minutes at a time before LeBron comes. Like get LeBron, take him out a minute before TV timeout, let him sit for another minute before the end of the quarter, and then suddenly you're going into the third quarter and he's been resting for 10 actual minutes and he'll be fresh to go. Same with Luka. Same with AR. Keep in mind, Luka just came off a sickness for 3 days, and you're out there running him for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
I think adjustments-wise that we could see, hopefully less ISO ball. If they're going to do it, they have to do it early on and make a statement, get Luka going from it, and then hopefully get AR going, because AR has not put a full game together. It's always been in the second half where he's just super efficient, but super cold in the first half. He puts a full game together. You go into that halftime, it's going to put Minnesota in a tough position to make adjustments that they don't really want to make. So I think that can give them an edge there, because they need more ball movement.
Yep.
It's the ISO balls is only going to do so much if your players are gassed,
I think that third quarter, watching him back, because the Lakers, even after the game, they didn't treat it like it was just a run. Like they said, like there was a game plan that they really liked in that third quarter that they think they can reciprocate. And what I noticed a lot of it is that 3-man game between Luka, LeBron, and Austin Reeves. It was finally a 3-man game. It wasn't like, oh, Luka, you go get us a bucket. Oh, Rudy's on Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves, you go get us a bucket. It was like double screen, pass to LeBron. LeBron bounce pass to Austin Reeves, and Austin Reeves downhill at the basket. Or handoff with LeBron, Austin Reeves getting a down screen from the other side. Like it was a lot more actual actions that involved all three of them together. And that's the benefit that you have if you're the Lakers that no other team has, because you don't have a big man. So you have to balance that out by saying, hey, we have debatably the 3 best ball handlers in this game. Like in the game between, like obviously Anthony Edwards is better, but I'm saying, or than Austin Reeves. But like you have 3 playmakers. Most teams only have 1 or 2. Take advantage of that. They haven't been doing that enough. They did it in that third quarter. And I'm sure they would have done it in that fourth quarter if guys actually had any energy.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be their big switch on the offensive end. On the defensive end, they have to show help to Ant sooner. To be fair, LeBron was doing it pretty well. LeBron was basically daring Jaden McDaniels to shoot when he was on him. He was saying, I think at some point, like Jaden McDaniels is basically in an empty corner on the weak side. Anthony Edwards was driving through the middle. That's not even supposed to be LeBron James' responsibility to help in that situation. But LeBron James left Jaden McDaniels, went to the center of the paint and left Jaden McDaniels open. And when that ball was kicked out to Jaden McDaniels, nobody even thought about going to step to him. They said, hey, please take this shot. And
Yep.
I think that's what we're going to see a lot more. If Jaden McDaniels is hitting 50% from three, you're going to lose that game regardless. So you might as well dare him to lose that way than letting Anthony Edwards get to the rim. Because Anthony Edwards had to go through like 3-4 people every time he wanted to get to the rim. And if it wasn't that, it was trying to dribble to the rim, realizing there's help, and then taking a bad step back with 15 left on the shot clock. So that's the defense you want to get into if you're the Lakers.
I agree.
All right, so let's get to these parlays.
Let's do it.
We got 3, really 2.5. You'll see what I'm talking about. So the first one we got is this bad boy, our little Lotto using the FanDuel boost. Austin Reeves, 20-plus points. Anthony Edwards, 6-plus assists. And Sengun, 12-plus rebounds. Like we said, they need Reeves to step up in this one. If LeBron and Luka are both going for 30-plus, you can't have Reeves not playing well enough being the reason you lose that game. That should be enough. And I think they look to get him going a little bit in this one, knowing that he's kind of their key to open everything up. And Anthony Edwards, 6-plus assists. Like we said, the Lakers are showing aggressive help on him. And the game plan is only going to be showing more help. So giving him 6 assists when he's had 9 or more potential assists in 3 or 4 games, I really like that upside. And then Sengun, 12-plus rebounds. Like we said, he's actually rebounding more with that double big lineup. And there's a very clear size advantage to him in there. His rebound chances, I think, have been 18 or more in every game, if I'm not mistaken, JJ.
Yeah. 18 or more in 3 out of the 4.
Yep. So 18 rebound chances with his size advantage in this game and potential upside if Adams is even seeing more minutes, opening up some easier rebounds for him. Go get me 12. And for the DraftKings boost, we got LeBron over 16.5 rebounds and assists. Lakers money line, desperation mode for the Lakers. LeBron's gonna do his LeBron thing in elimination games. And Naz Reid, 12-plus points. He's been the main benefactor when Ant gets blitzed. His best games has been when Ant has gotten the most help forced onto him when he hasn't been in foul trouble. So 12 points is a pretty good expectation for him. And so that's plus 432 with a 20% boost. And on the live stream, when we cooked all this up, we were getting a little ambitious in the chat. They wanted us to do this. So we did it. Naz Reid, 15 points. LeBron triple-double. And Lakers minus 5.5 spread. JJ, did LeBron have 22 rebound chances and 22 potential assists last game?
Let me check real quick.
I think that's what it was.
Up. So LeBron had
22 potential assists. I'm looking at that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And rebound chances, 22 as well. So you're giving me 44 RA potentials and chances. You're telling me you can't get 17 RA? Get out of here. Go get it for me. So we got plus 994 with the boost, plus 432 with the boost, a little plus 1700 Lotto. Actually, this was a no sweat bet, so we're using all promos today. So if you guys are new, make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Because when one of these are going to cash, who knows? We might do a giveaway or something. But you got to be subscribed. So make sure you do that. Make sure you check out our future videos. And we'll have some round 2 previews coming out as those are settled. I know we got Pacers and Cavs already settled. So we'll give you guys a heads up when that's coming as well. But good luck. See you guys on the next show.